To all who listen to this happy pod, welcome. My name is Noah Parker, and this is my World of Wonder. And I'm joined today by my beautiful co-host and wife, Adriana.
And today we are looking at Disney World and Disneyland attractions and putting them against each other.
Yeah, and so as we get started, guys, I just wanted to take a moment to invite you all to follow us on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram at Noah Parker's World of Wonder. Also, if you could head over to YouTube if you're not already watching there and subscribe to the channel. It's Noah Parker _channel on YouTube. I do call it the Noah Parker channel, but that's not what it actually is because it was taken. But it's fine. It's close enough. And then also the podcast on whatever podcast platform you prefer. If you would throw us a follow over there, that would be awesome. And if you could take the time to rate and leave us some wonder words, some words of wonder, as I like to say, as of like 5 minutes ago. That would be awesome. It would mean a lot to us. But without any further ado, let's begin the battle.
Yeah. All right.
So we're starting off with, we're basically like taking things that are the same or similar. And we're going to like kind of compare them and tell you what we think about them, like which one we prefer. And actually, this is another invitation moment. If you guys want to speak your own thoughts and feelings towards these attractions and whatever it may be, feel free. That's what the comment section is for. It's for discussions and being wondrous together. So
these are our opinions.
Yes, strictly our opinions. Yeah. Well,
so don't get offended.
I think they're facts, but they're facts in my own mind. So
oh my goodness.
I think the first one we're going to talk about is actually the Haunted Mansions.
Okay.
Doing a little bit different than the original list we had written down. The two Haunted Mansions, which are very, very similar.
They are pretty similar.
Almost identical.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure the track layout is exactly the same.
Oh, okay.
But there's just some random differences. First and foremost, I would say, is at Disneyland when you're in the stretching room, you are in an elevator.
Yeah.
A real elevator. Right?
Yeah.
And you go down so that you can walk through a tunnel that goes underneath the Disneyland Railroad, because the show building for the Haunted Mansion is not within the original like park parameters. It's on the outside of the train tracks.
Oh, okay.
And you can't just walk across those because there's trains, right?
Yeah.
So
Disney World,
at Disney World, the train goes way out beyond where the show building for the Haunted Mansion
still
is.
In an elevator, right?
No.
No?
At Disney World, you are not in an elevator.
Oh. It's just
the floor just kind of vibrates a little bit, and it gives you enough.
Like you think you are.
Yeah, you think you're moving, but the show building is within the confines of the railroad tracks, so you don't actually have to go under them, which is one of the most fascinating differences, but it's also probably the fact that 90% of people know. So
I didn't know that.
Well, that's okay. You're the 10% that didn't. And that's okay. Yeah. But yeah, so that is probably, that and the Hatbox Ghost are the two differences, the major differences between the attractions.
What about the Hatbox Ghost again? I forget.
So at Disneyland, the Hatbox Ghost is, if I'm remembering this correctly, which I'm second guessing my own memory, but we've only ridden the one at Disneyland once, so I'm not like 100% sure, but I'm pretty confident that it's right after the attic scene, right when you're going down into the graveyard, and the Hatbox Ghost is right outside the window. At Disney World, I haven't even seen it yet. I just know from stories that it is before that. It's before the Conjuring scene with Madame Leota. And Disney has tried to spin the reason that the Hatbox Ghost can... Because the whole idea in the in the Disneyland one... Well, in the original iteration of the attraction, the whole thing is like... You're in this creepy mansion that weird things are happening, but no ghosts have appeared yet. Yeah. And that's because when you go into the seance room with Madame Leota, she is conjuring the spirits and allowing them to manifest themselves. So you're not supposed to see any ghosts before that.
Right.
And then you see the Hatbox at Disney World now, you see the Hatbox Ghost before that scene. And basically they're saying like, it's because Madame Leota is conjuring the happy haunts, and the Hatbox Ghost is not a happy haunt, so he can do whatever he wants.
That's funny.
And I'm like, y'all are just pulling that out of thin air. That's not real. But so that made it lose a little bit of points for me.
Okay.
But overall, honestly, I probably like the one in Disney World a little bit better. solely because I've ridden it more.
Okay. Yeah.
That's really all I can give it on that, to be honest.
Yeah, for me, I think I agree with you. I think I like the Disney World one better for some reason still.
Yeah. I think I like the queue. Honestly, the queue.
Yeah.
At Disneyland,
Yeah,
I like the queue a little bit better.
I agree, actually. Yeah, I was gonna say that.
There's not that much difference, but like
it's just,
you're in the courtyard of the mansion instead of at Disney World. You never really get that close to the actual facade of the mansion.
That's true.
I feel like at Disneyland you get kind of close to it.
Yeah, that's true.
But interesting. Yeah. Okay, so we both pick Disney World.
Disney World for that one. Yeah.
And I hope that's not the only time we pick Disney World. It actually won't be, because I know one of these. I for sure know one of these is
Disneyland.
Disney.
Wins.
Disney. No, Disney.
I don't know.
Whatever. Yeah. I don't know what I was gonna say. I kind of got.
Spoil it.
I lost my. Yeah. Anyway. The next one. What should we talk about next? I'll let you pick.
Let's do the Incredicoaster versus the Rock and Roll.
Okay, I was hesitant to do that one because I know that you haven't ridden it.
Oh no. I feel like even though I haven't ridden it yet, I really, really like the Incredicoaster. But you think that I will like the Rock and Roller Coaster better.
I do. Because Rock and Roller Coaster was built by Intamin.
Okay.
Which is the same company that built the Mind Eraser.
Oh.
At Elitch's.
Okay.
And so the ride is like similar.
Okay.
Like the actual feeling of the ride is pretty similar.
Huh.
And
does it have how many loops?
It has 3 inversions.
Oh, okay.
It has 2 corkscrews and one loop.
And the Incredicoaster only has one.
It just has the one loop.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I really liked
I like the theming of the Incredicoaster a lot. I love the tubes. I thought the tubes were going to be terrible, but they were actually kind of fun. I enjoyed them a lot more than I thought I was going to.
You thought you were going to get scared by them?
No, I thought they were just going to ruin the experience of the ride. I felt like, because like at Elitch's we have the Twister 2, right? And that's an open air wooden coaster, which is what the Incredicoaster is supposed to represent. Yeah. Supposed to be. It's a steel coaster, but it's supposed to represent a wooden coaster of the past. Mm-hmm. And so that was kind of the mindset I was going onto Incredicoaster was like, okay, this is supposed to be like a wooden coaster. Mm-hmm. And with the tubes, I was like, I feel like you kind of lose some of that outside. Yeah. The outdoor aspect, the fact that you're flying through the air.
Like a part of it.
It didn't. It made. I enjoyed it. I thought it was more fun than it would have been without them, to be honest. But I don't think it affects it as much as I thought it would, really. Mm-hmm. But I don't know.
Is the Rock and Roller Coaster ride inside or is it outside? Or
it's
both?
Indoors.
Indoors?
Yes.
And is it like dark or like?
It's dark.
With lights.
And stuff. I guess the best way to think about it would be imagine if you were riding like the Mind Eraser, but like inside of the Mission Space or Space Mountain building.
That's what I was thinking about. Okay.
So you're looping, but it's like dark. You can't see the loop before it happens, which is part of the reason I think I like it. When you ride it enough, you learn where the loops are. It doesn't surprise you anymore. Yeah. But I think it's still enjoyable. I like the fact that you can't see the loops.
And it'll be open when we go next
yes,
time, right?
It's actually opening on July 27th. We just got that from Disney yesterday.
Okay. And I wonder what updates and stuff they did, or what were they doing with it?
As far as I know, it was just a heavy refurb.
Okay.
So probably a lot of track polishing and adjusting to make sure everything is as smooth as possible. Okay. Probably repainting walls everywhere, repainting the signs inside. You wouldn't even know what I'm talking about, but repainting the signs. There's probably repainting everything, and I would imagine they probably stripped most things down to bare bones and just refurbed. Like it had to have been a huge refurb because it's been closed for a minute.
Yeah.
Unless I missed something and it was open.
No.
In between our honeymoon and now.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think it has been. I'm pretty sure it's been closed the whole time, but it's been closed since our honeymoon in 2022.
Wow. Okay.
Anyway,
well,
so
I'm excited to ride it.
It's kind of I'm saying Disney World.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But with an
asterisk.
Thank you. I can't say that word. Because until you've actually ridden Rock and Roller Coaster, I feel like it's not fair. Mm-hmm. Like I can tell you that I prefer Rock and Roller Coaster, but we aren't like, yeah, we agree on a lot of things, but like
Mm-hmm.
we're not guaranteed to agree on everything. So
Okay.
we'll see on that one.
Cool.
My turn to pick. Let's talk about character interactions,
Okay.
because that is the thing I love the most about Disneyland.
Yeah. So in Disney World, characters aren't just roaming around,
Mhm.
right? They're not roaming around. You have to have like an appointment set up with them.
Well,
or-
it's not an appointment. It's,
a meet and greet.
yeah, there's specific
An
meet and greets, and you
appointment.
have to know what time they're going to be
Yeah.
somewhere, and you have to get there when they're there.
And sometimes they do like walk from one area to another, right? But you have to get lucky. With
Very
that.
rarely,
Oh, okay.
because like wherever the meet and greet
Or
is,
like in Star
there's typically a
Wars,
well,
or in the
Galaxy's Edge is different.
Okay.
Galaxy's Edge is different
Yeah.
because that is meant to be a
Yeah, like you're
like
just,
it's supposed to be alive. You're
Okay.
supposed to be experienced. Like
Right.
you're supposed to meet Vi Marati in the
Yeah.
middle of the street.
Okay.
So there aren't strict meet and greets for them in either Disney World or Disneyland. But I'm talking more like Mickey Mouse, and it's not even really Mickey Mouse, to be honest, because I don't know if Mickey Mouse does a lot of wandering.
Yeah, and like
He might in, like,
Disney
Toontown.
World, yeah, and like Disney World, like when we went on our honeymoon, like there was just like that one time where like he was just like doing like a concert or something with like Goofy and
Oh yeah,
like at night when we were, I think we
Yeah,
were
they were at the
leaving. I think
train
it was our
station.
Last
Yeah.
night, yeah.
I don't think it was our last night.
I
It was
thought
just like closing time at the park,
Oh, okay, yeah.
and they were
But they were still in like a
I don't
gated
know.
area. You know,
they were
you can't
playing
just, like,
games, I
walk-
think,
Yeah,
like,
you couldn't- yeah,
20
they
questions
they
or
were,
something like
yeah.
that.
Yeah, that was cute.
Yeah,
But you couldn't like really
yeah, you
get
couldn't
up
go
in,
up
their,
to
in
them.
their faces or anything. You know?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, and that's as close as you get in
I
Disney
wonder
World.
if there's like a reason. Maybe there's a reason why they do it.
I think I'm gonna be honest. I think the reason that it is the way that it is because of it is the way. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm pretty confident the reason that it is that way is because Disneyland, even though is a very very popular theme park, it is mostly locals.
Yeah, that makes sense. And there's overall less
Yeah.
density or whatever.
Yeah, there's
people
less
density.
population. There's less
Okay.
people in
Yeah,
there
that
all the
makes
time.
sense. That makes sense.
Whereas in Disney World, like it is a worldwide destination.
Yeah, that makes sense.
People are coming from
everywhere,
all over the world,
yeah,
all
yeah,
the time.
That's true.
And there's
That makes sense.
yes, there's slower times, but they're never dead.
Mhm.
You know, like I feel like at Disneyland, there's probably times where you could go in there and you're like, wow,
Mhm.
ain't nobody here.
Mhm.
But like, obviously there's people there. But
Yeah, everyone's hiding from the
yeah,
rain.
but like at Disney World, like you're never gonna see that. There's
Yeah.
going to be a flood of. There's gonna be hundreds of people, no matter what time of year you go. And I think that has a lot to do with why they can't do walk around characters
Yeah.
at Disney World is because it would cause too much congestion.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, imagine Alice walking from the Mad Tea Party to somewhere else in Fantasyland. Like, there's just going to be a horde of people around
Mhm.
her.
Yeah, that makes
You're
sense.
not going to be able to get around them.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
I
But,
think,
yeah, in
even though I
Disneyland-
don't love that, I think it is the reason it happens, and I think it's valid.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But
But you like the Disneyland because
I do like Disneyland better because I like meeting characters.
What was your favorite part, like, or like favorite experience when we had, like, with characters in Disneyland?
I don't know why, but I really liked when you went and met the evil stepsisters.
Oh. Yeah.
Cinderella's stepsisters. Because, like, was it? Yeah, Cinderella's stepsisters.
That was in Disneyland, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because, like,
Okay.
we were literally just walking. I don't even remember where we were going, but we were, like, walking to something.
Uh-huh.
And they just were there. And you were like, I want to go say hi to them.
Oh,
and then we
yeah,
just walked
I
over.
remember. Yeah. Okay.
And I liked that, being able to do that.
Yeah. Because it was just like,
I thought it was so cute the way that I just thought it was cute the way you were like
Aw.
interacting with them.
oh, yeah. It was cool.
But yeah, I give that one to Disneyland personally.
Yeah, me too. I give
Um,
it to Disneyland too.
Characters are more free, I suppose you could say, at
Yeah.
Disneyland.
And I remember meeting not Doug, what's his name? I always forget his name. What the heck? Starts with an R, I think?
Russell.
Yeah, Russell. He was just like chilling. Wait, I think.
Well,
it was,
I think
think
he
no
was
one-
set
he
up
was-
for a meet and greet,
Okay, I
but there
think
was
so.
not a
No one
soul
was
in
go-
line.
I know, no one was going up to him. I felt bad, and I was like, "Let's go say hi." to
We went and
him.
said hello to Russell.
I love Russell.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was cool.
Oh man. Okay, your pick.
Okay. Let's do Tower of Terror next.
Okay, I thought you were gonna pick that.
That's funny.
This could be one of the fastest ones because I've already moaned about this on the podcast several times. Yeah.
Okay. Tower of Terror.
And see, it's again, like I think I've said the last 3 times we've talked about it several times, but I think it is honestly like we had a bad experience the first time at Disneyland going on Guardians Mission Breakout.
Oh, right.
And so like it makes me mad.
Yeah.
And so like I'm trying to decipher if, like,
we did have
is that the
experience.
reason I don't like it because I had a bad experience, or
It
was
is.
it because I think the Tower of Terror is just a better theme?
And if you need to hear about our experience, we waited in line forever, and we had the
fast pass,
and
or
we were
a lightning lane.
And like people were like trying to get into the lightning lane line when they didn't have the lightning lane pass, and that was really annoying.
Crazy.
And they were just taking forever, and I feel like they weren't even like giving us priority.
Well,
Like
they were, but like
it was still
it was
just
kind
so
of
slow.
It was kind of what I talked about in the last episode. Whenever we talked about it, what had happened was there's 2 shafts, like 2 elevator shafts at Disneyland, that can't operate while a ride is happening. Like that's how it works. Like it is one elevator, you go up, you do your thing, and then you come back down. You basically get off where you got on.
Double the speed, yeah.
Yeah, but so and there was only one side operating at the time because they were refurbishing the other side, and so like it was such a slow loading process.
Was there a time, like a waiting time posted?
Yeah, the posted wait time I think was 280 minutes.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But we still went because we thought we were gonna.
Well, we had a lightning lane. We're like, this is
Yeah.
gonna be fast, but it still took us with a lightning lane
Like
over an hour and a half.
Yeah,
It was crazy.
it was.
It was enjoyable.
I mean, yeah, it was fun. It was just,
I would never wait in an hour 30-minute line for that ride, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that at Disney World either.
Yeah. Mhm.
I will say I like that they are different. I like the fact
Yeah.
that Disney World has the Tower of Terror and
yeah.
Disneyland has Mission Breakout.
Yeah.
I never went to Disneyland when it was Tower of Terror, so I had no attachment to the old Tower of Terror, and where it is,
Yeah.
makes sense. So
I didn't like it because for me, the one in Disney World felt less intense than the one in Disneyland. For
I
me,
honestly
in my
chalk
opinion.
that up strictly to the music.
Really? Oh, because like the beat's different, and so
Well,
or the rhythm.
I think I mean like at Disneyland they're playing like one of those tracks from the Awesome Mix. I don't remember which one. I cannot remember. But they're playing one of those tracks, and so like it's meant to amp you up, and it's meant to like jazz you up a little bit, right? And so I feel like your heart rate is accelerated. And so because your heart rate is accelerated, when you start the dropping, it accelerates it more.
That makes sense.
Whereas Tower of Terror is meant to kind of give you the heebie-jeebies more than anything. So like you're not really getting like jazzed. I guess I don't know.
Okay.
I don't
jazzed.
know. So
Okay.
that being said, I'm partial to the Tower of Terror, the Hollywood Tower of Terror.
Yeah, so far I agree with you on everything. So far, what if we all just agree?
Well, we might.
Yeah,
That's okay.
Yeah.
That was your pick, right?
Yeah, Disney World. Oh wait, no, you picked. Wait, no, yeah, I picked Tower Terror.
Yes.
And then,
Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 things. Okay, started counting this as one. So we have 4. I want to talk about transportation.
Transportation. Okay.
Okay. Disney World is gonna get it first of all, but it's kind of an
Really?
unfair battle
Well,
because
there's 4 parks.
yeah,
And
and
you have
they're super
transportation.
far apart.
Yeah.
Whereas Disneyland, like you can literally just
Walk.
walk. If you're staying on Disney property, you can walk.
I like that.
I do too, to an extent,
Yeah.
because I like that it's easier to just go back to your hotel and take a nap if you want.
Mm-hmm.
But I am the kind of person who likes being entertained even when I'm not within the
Yeah.
gates.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I like about the Skyliner
Mm-hmm.
and the monorail
Mm-hmm.
and the Friendship 7 or the Friendship boats
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah, I like the boats.
even honestly the buses.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're not
Mhm.
entertaining necessarily,
Yeah.
but there's something about being on a Disney transportation bus that just makes me happy.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like I get that everything is so close together in Disneyland, so it's not really
Needed.
you don't need to build anything
Do
that
they have anything?
the closest thing they have
bus?
is well they do have buses, but
Mhm.
I couldn't tell you what hotels they
Mm.
take you from.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's any of the Disney hotels because I mean there's only 3. I think it's only the Grand Californian, Pixar Place, or Pixar Palace, and the Disneyland Hotel. I think are the only 3 Disney hotels.
Mm.
Everything else is a Good Neighbor Hotel, and I think that is where the buses come in. Is from hotels that are a little bit further down the road.
Mm.
And like you don't need a Skyliner gondola system to take you from any of the hotels to
Yeah.
Disney's California Adventure.
Yeah.
Now, I
That's
think
true.
it would be freaking cool
It would be cool.
if they built a Skyliner gondola system that took you
mean-
from the Pixar Palace Hotel across the street
They do
and
have.
into the main promenade in between Disneyland and California Adventure.
Yeah.
It would be a super short ride,
Yeah.
but it would be fun.
Yeah. There's something like that in I want to say Waterworld or where was that place?
Oh, with the like weird little gondolas.
Yeah.
that was Waterworld.
Was it Waterworld?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a
Yeah,
short ride.
See, it's a short ride, but
Yeah.
it's still fun.
It was fun. I
That's
enjoyed it.
cool.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, like
But-
they could include it, but you
But I
know,
don't
it's-
think. But the thing is, like, it's
money.
probably not feasible because it is
Yeah.
more for entertainment than it is for actual need for transportation. So
Mhm.
it's fine.
Yeah.
It's kind of unfair to put that on here, to be honest.
Well,
I will
I don't
give.
know. I still
I give Disneyland their dues because the
I'm-
Mark 7 monorails are way nicer than the Mark 6 monorails we have at
Mhm.
Disney World.
I like that. So for me, honestly, I don't know. I don't really see, like, you're very much like I care about the transportation.
Yeah.
I'm very much like I don't really care. So Disneyland gets the point for me.
Ooh, we got a split. Okay.
Because you're like you said, like the monorails are nice in Disneyland, nicer than the ones in Disney World. I like that you can just walk everywhere. I mean, I'm just like a very active person in general, so like I like
I am not.
walking and getting my steps in.
See, and I don't mind walking at all.
I know.
It doesn't bother me to walk.
Yeah,
But
you just like the fun in
I
it.
like the fun. Yeah, I like the fun, the magic.
Yeah.
Like, I guess that's what it is. It's the magic because
like that,
there
yeah.
is something magical about riding a Disney bus, even
Mhm.
though it's literally just a bus.
Yeah.
And so I like the magic. There's
Yeah.
nothing magical about walking.
That's so funny.
I guess if you have Heelys on, maybe, but I don't think you're allowed to wear Heelys in Disney World. So,
True. Yeah.
so that's transportation. We got to split on that one, and that's okay.
The only thing that like kind of wants me to gravitate towards Disney World is the boats. Like I really
I really like the boats.
enjoyed the boats. It's just so, like romantic. To me.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just I like it. It's relaxing. And
Yeah.
yeah. I never really ride boats that often. So living in Colorado, and so
Oh yeah, we don't have very many boats around these parts.
but yeah,
Nice.
we are. Is it your pick or my pick? My pick.
Your pick because we just talked about transportation, right?
Okay. Well, let's talk about hotels.
Let's talk about hotels, shall we?
Yeah, hotels.
So I think you do get 3 levels of hotel. I guess Disneyland I would say is 3 levels.
Okay.
And I would say Disney World is 4, even though I think they categorize them as 3. And actually, I might be wrong. It might be 4 or 3 at both.
Okay.
There's value,
Mm-hmm.
moderate, and deluxe. So I guess there is 3 at both.
Okay. Did we stay at moderates?
We
stayed
stayed
at
at a
the
deluxe
in
at Disney World. And I would,
Just like moderate or like kind of like
given the options around
yeah.
the 3 hotels in Disneyland, I would say that Pixar Place or Palace is probably like value, even though it's not cheap.
I really like it though. It was nice. I like
It is a
a
very
lot.
nice hotel.
It's cute.
But I think the Disneyland hotel is like a step above, right? So you get the moderate. And then the Grand Californian is a deluxe. Like it is very nice.
Mhm.
So I guess you kind of can compare them pretty easily because you
Yeah.
you have things to compare them to.
Yeah, that's true.
I think obviously, well, it's kind of tricky, you know, because
Mhm.
as we talked about before, Disneyland is very much a locals park. Like,
Yeah.
yes, people come from all over the world to visit there, but not as much
Yeah.
as Disney World. So you only really need 3 hotels.
Yeah, that's true.
But in Disney World, you've got like, what is it, 12? Or is it more? It's more than 12.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
a
it's
lot.
26.
It's a lot, yeah.
There's a lot of hotels in Disney
Well,
World.
yeah. So they got to put more time and energy into it
Yeah.
too. So
Yeah. I guess it's kind of tricky to talk about. I mean,
Yeah, I
obviously
know.
the variety aspect goes to Disney World because they have 26 hotels to choose from.
Mhm.
Pulling that number out of nowhere. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
it's somewhere. If it's not 26, it's right around that area.
That's funny.
And then Disneyland has 3.
So yeah, like they just have more resorts and stuff too.
Yeah.
Too, right? Yeah.
Yeah. But it's all
Mhm.
Disney, so it's like they
Mhm.
all follow like the same philosophy. You have a pool at all of them. You're going to have a place to eat at all of them.
Did we get welcomed, like, welcome home in both areas?
I don't remember Disneyland
Yeah,
being like
same.
that. I remember them being like welcome, but I don't
Yeah.
remember them saying like welcome home.
Yeah.
Whereas like every time we walked
in
into
Disney World,
into the resort at Disney World,
they always say
they always say welcome home,
home. Interesting.
which is I love that.
Yeah, yeah. I like that too.
I could be wrong.
Hmm.
I might just not be remembering Disneyland as much, but
Yeah.
I don't feel like they did. But
I
maybe
don't think so. Maybe they did. I don't remember.
that's hard to remember.
Yeah, I mean, did we? I don't know. I don't think we didn't. Well, we had a car,
Yeah.
and so the parking lot was big, big enough to have it.
I mean, yeah.
So like that was nice, I guess. I mean, we didn't have a car experience in Florida, right? Or did we?
We
No.
did.
Oh, we did.
Because we drove down there.
Right. That one time.
Yeah. The one thing I guess I would say is that at Disneyland, we got to park our car in a garage, which like, I feel like parking garages have a weird stigma because people think like parking garages are like trashy.
No, I like it.
I like a parking garage. You know
Yeah.
why?
Hail.
Well, that too. When we
Rain.
left Disney World, when we checked out and we got in the car to leave,
Mm-hmm.
our car was like 120 degrees on the inside. Like I remember getting in
That's
and
true.
blasting the AC. I don't even
Yeah.
remember getting in actually. I remember starting
Yeah.
it and blasting the AC and waiting in the shade
Yeah.
outside because it was so hot.
Yeah.
When you get a park in a parking garage,
It's
whew,
shade. Yeah.
she's shaded, she good.
That's so true.
I don't
though.
think there's any parking garages at Disney except for at Disney Springs.
Very true.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure there are no parking garages. Everything is just out in the open.
Yeah.
So with that,
Yeah. With that, see, like
Disneyland.
Disneyland gets a point.
it seems like a draw to me, honestly, because
Yeah.
I mean, it all depends on what you're looking for, but
Yeah.
you have more variety at Disney World for hotels.
Yeah.
I feel like the beds are equally as comfortable, so we'll talk about the
Yeah.
actual sleeping experience.
Yeah,
is,
like just like
is
from
the
our
same.
experience, it was the same for me too.
And it's also like you get to a point in Disney vacations where the hotel doesn't matter so
Yeah,
much
that's
because
true,
you're
'cause you're
spending
not-
no time there. But then you also get
Exactly.
old eventually, and then it starts mattering a little more because you want that midday break.
Yeah, that's funny.
And I guess that's where Disneyland gets a little bump is if you're looking for those midday breaks, Disneylands
there.
are going to be better because your resort is always right there.
Yeah, it's close.
Whereas no matter where I guess not no matter where you are, because if you're staying at the Boardwalk or Yacht and Beach Club or the Swan and Dolphin, and you're at Epcot or Hollywood Studios, your
It's right
resort's
there.
not that far away. You're pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're staying at those hotels and you're at Animal Kingdom, you're a bus ride away.
Yeah.
Long bus ride away.
Yeah.
Um,
I liked the little sneak peek of the the secret access that we got to from the hotel that we stayed at.
yeah. Oh, that was yes. Thank you for mentioning that because I was thinking about this after we came up with the idea for this podcast yesterday.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that. Yes, that is actually why Disneyland gets the bonus.
Yeah.
And they get the point here because
That's true.
there is nowhere in Disney World
That you have
where
that
a
secret
resort has a private access to the park. When you're staying at the Grand Californian or at the or Disney's Pixar place, you have your own entrance to the park that nobody else can use.
That's cool.
So when you're staying at Pixar Place, you are dropped directly into Pixar Pier because it's Pixar. That's why they did that. Same thing with Grand Californian. When you stay at Grand Californian, your entrance drops you straight into the like National Park California area, kind of next to Soarin'.
Right.
Like you're right there. Because it's themed. I don't know for sure, to be honest, if the Disneyland Hotel has an independent entrance into Disneyland. I would assume it does, because it'd be weird if the other two did and it didn't, but I don't know for sure, so I can't say that it does.
I'd be surprised.
But regardless,
if it doesn't.
me too.
Yeah.
But maybe. Now, yes, Epcot does have a second gate, and it is the only park that has more than one entrance. But it's not exclusive.
Okay.
Anyone from anywhere can go through the back door, basically.
Okay.
Which is so I think that perk gives the hotels in Disneyland a little bit of a
All right, guys.
a little bit of a boost, a little bit of a head start.
I totally agree with that. Disneyland for the win for that.
There you go. Okay. Next on the list. I think it's technically your turn to pick, but no, actually you picked hotels.
Yeah, no, it's your turn.
So it is my turn, which is perfect because I want I want something specific to be the last one. So we're gonna talk a little bit. We can be brief here because they're different, but they're the same, but they're different. We're gonna talk a little bit about California Adventure versus Hollywood Studios, because I think aside from obviously the Magic Kingdom and Disneyland Park, they're the two parks that are the most similar.
Yeah.
And I think they're a lot more similar than I originally thought.
I really like California Adventures theming better.
I do too. And it makes me mad.
It makes you mad.
Yeah, because I didn't think I would like it that much.
Oh.
But I remember...
Just giving nostalgic vibes.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, exactly. Because I remember when we were in Cars Land, I remember not wanting to leave.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I don't even want to go. Like, we had our lightning lane for...
like a...
Spider-Man, I think.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't even want to go. Like, I want to stay here. We weren't even riding anything. We were just sitting at flows or like walking up and down. Like, I just loved being in Radiator Springs. Yeah. For some reason, the only thing that I felt that way about, I mean, I felt that way a little bit. Galaxy's Edge is the only other thing that I felt that way about. Galaxy's Edge is a lot different because I really didn't want to leave Galaxy's Edge. I hate leaving Galaxy's Edge.
Well, yeah, it makes sense because you're a huge Star Wars fan.
I love existing in that world. But Radiator Springs, Cars Land was very, very similar, where I'm like, I don't want to leave. So cool. And Disney World, really Hollywood Studios only has one land that does that for me. I don't mind leaving Echo Lake. I don't mind leaving the
hot take.
Yeah, I don't mind leaving Toy Story Land, to be honest. Yeah. I like riding Slinky Dog, and Toy Story Midway Mania is fun too, but if the wait's too long, I don't mind skipping Toy Story Midway Mania at all. Yeah. But like I would wait in a 200-minute line for
what's it called?
Rise of the Resistance.
Oh yeah.
It wouldn't bother me any, but that's probably because I'm trying to finish that stupid game on the phone and I can't finish it because the line is always too short.
That's so funny.
But anyway,
for
those reasons, I want to give it like I loved being in Pixar Pier and being in Cars Land. I didn't care so much being in Avengers Campus, honestly. Like it's no secret that I don't hate the Avengers. I have nothing against the Avengers. It's just not my favorite. Yeah. Out of all the lands in Disneyland, it was my least favorite.
So Pixar Palace was the place where we got the Dole Whip.
Yes. Okay. Where we got that's where the snow cone, the lemon snow cone, the Abominable Snowman shop is. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Because I mean, I don't know, that memory just sticks out a lot to me. I just liked, I don't know, like the sun was going down and like. all the lights started going up, and like that really changed the atmosphere too. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a good time.
I agree.
Yeah,
I
like it.
I
Just
like
I don't know, maybe like also gave me back like flashbacks of like just being a middle schooler like in Elitch's, and for some reason I don't know, like it's just some
I mean, it
random
makes
amusement
sense.
park.
Yeah.
Because like of the Incredicoaster remind me a lot
Right.
of like
Twister.
you know Twister, you know. So I don't know, kind of gave me like, oh, I'm home, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, final topic.
Our final topic. What is it?
Castle versus castle.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on here.
Well, the inside of the castle is the same, right?
No.
Like, no?
No.
Or like the passageway?
No.
The tunnel area? No? I thought it was the same.
No. It's not.
Did they try to make it the same?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so. Well, okay, here's the thing. I don't remember walking through the castle at Disneyland.
I do, and I thought it was the same.
I don't think it's the same. I think there's maybe murals, but like I'm pretty sure there's actually an interior to the one in Disneyland.
Oh, okay.
At Disney World, there's no
It's just-
well, I mean, there is an interior, but it's like
Yeah.
you can't get to it.
Yeah.
And it might not be like a huge, expansive interior, but like
Yeah.
there is things you can explore inside.
Mm-hmm.
I like Disney World because it's huge. There's something to be said about Disneyland's for being the OG.
Yeah.
And it might be tiny and cute.
Tiny
But
cute.
so am I. I'm short and you love me. So I don't know. This is like probably the biggest toss up for me personally,
Really?
where I think each castle has its own thing.
Yeah.
And each castle deserves
An award.
its own award. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I can agree with you on that.
it's
Yeah.
yeah. It's
I mean,
like
my first instinct was like, duh, Disney World, because it's like way bigger and like, you know, just more modern looking, and they like changed it up.
well, they changed up the one at
yeah, I
Disneyland
guess
too.
that's true. I don't know, but yeah, I guess that's really the only reason. So like,
Yeah.
because it's bigger and you know has access inside of it, I guess. But
I don't know how
Like-
much access it has. I just know there is more of an interior to it than there is in Disney World.
and it was like the first ever castle I saw, you know,
Yeah.
after, you know, going to the first time in Disney World as an adult and seeing it for the first time. I was like, whoa. So I guess
it does have that jaw dropping nature
Yeah.
to it
Mhm.
that the one in Disneyland just doesn't have, to
Yeah.
be honest. It's like
I mean,
at
it was
Disneyland
cool.
you're like, oh my god, it's a castle. Right? Where at Disney World you're like, oh
Yeah.
my god,
Yeah.
look at that castle.
Look at that castle.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
I don't know. I firmly believe that each one has its own right. And I think they can. I think
Yeah.
they tie.
Yeah.
Perfect tie because
I
they're
agree.
different.
I agree.
And I don't think one is better than the other.
Oh, that's cute of you to say.
It's the only situation in these parks that
Yeah.
I feel that way about. But
Nice. Okay.
yeah, I mean,
agree.
yeah. So there's a lot more I think in Disneyland and in Disney World that are similar that we can do this with, but
Maybe a
I
part
didn't
2
want
or
this.
something.
Yeah, I want to be able to do a part 2, and I
Mhm.
didn't want this one to be 3 hours long where we discuss every little detail. So
Yeah.
maybe next time we talk about it, we'll go into specifics. Because next time I'm hoping the next time we do this, Tiana's Bayou Adventure will be open, so we'll
Yeah.
be able to talk about that.
That's true.
We can talk about like more specific rides. So like
Okay. Mhm.
and
like foods.
Soarin'
even,
and
maybe.
foods. Yeah, we can do foods next
Mhm.
time. We can get into it in another
Yeah.
episode, but the popcorn bucket culture in
Oh, yes.
Disneyland is different
That's so
kind.
funny.
But yeah.
That's true.
Okay. Well,
Mhm.
I want to thank you all for listening or watching today's episode of Noah Parker's World of Wonder. And if you enjoyed it, I again ask you kindly to leave a rating and let us know what your favorite part of this episode was. If you strongly agree or disagree with any of our ratings, and
Drop a comment down below.
yeah, drop a comment down below on the YouTubes. And next week, Adriana and I will be doing our monthly trivia night,
Yes.
even though it comes out at 6 a.m. That's okay.
Trivia.
This time we will be playing trivia with the Disney Trivia game board. We're gonna alternate between the app and the game board.
Yeah.
I'm working on something
Okay.
for the game because I don't want to use the board,
Okay.
but I want to I wanted to force us to pick certain colored questions.
Okay.
I'm working on something.
Okay. I trust you.
Yes. So until then, guys, let the wonder take hold.